Boxing fans, are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring at this time, please welcome
Boxing's future Hall of Famer, the sensational 11-time world champion in 5 world divisions. Please welcome the reigning,
hard-hitting current, the undefeated former 2-time interim WBC super middleweight world champion. Introducing El Bandera Roja, known as the Mexican Monster. Introducing David Benavidez.
Boxing fans, are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring at this time, please welcome
one of the most charismatic, fun, talented and popular fighters in British boxing today.
Hard-hitting current,
Hard-hitting light heavyweight Anthony Yarde. On his last 3 after that defeat to Benavidez in this fabulous light heavyweight brigade. He's 33 now, still has world title ambitions. He's brilliant at his best.
Finishing prowess that really has been a forefront of his career.
Yarde takes in the crowd. Don't tell them he's an Arsenal fan, as is Frank Warren, his promoter to Arsenal.
At 174.2 pounds, hailing from East London, England, he has a professional record of 26 wins, 3 defeats, 24 of his 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked number 5 by Ring Magazine, he is the former 2-time world title challenger, Anthony the Beast from the East, Yarde.
So if I'm going to be world champion, I want it to be fights like this, you know, against a real solid champion.
You're going to need a body to throw back at you. You know, the punching bags don't punch back.
This will not be a Tom and Jerry situation. This will be a Tom and Tom situation.
David Benavidez, known as the Mexican Monster, is holding nothing back. He's been sharp, calculated, and brutally honest, calling out Anthony Yarde for what he believes is a costly training mistake. The undefeated powerhouse is already planning his next high-value moves, targeting division unification and a potential jump to cruiserweight to maximize his market impact. This isn't simple trash talk. It's a strategic play designed to increase visibility, financial leverage, and industry dominance. Benavidez insists Yarde isn't operating on his performance level, especially after hearing reports that Yarde does little to no sparring during his training camps.
I have another interesting bit of information about your opponent Yarde. The guy does little to no sparring. He relies on the heavy bag, you know, lifting weights, cardio, etc. What do you think of that philosophy? And would you advise that to any other upcoming prospect?
The champion was shocked, not because he disagreed, but because he saw it as a serious, almost unforgivable mistake. For a fighter like Benavidez, it was like hearing a top-tier athlete skip essential training. He explained that in every camp he rotates through 3 fresh sparring partners, pushing 12-round sessions designed for peak performance, adaptation, and high-value conditioning. By the time the 3rd partner steps in, the pressure forces real strategic growth, something no heavy bag can replicate. So when he heard Yarde doesn't follow this data-driven, investment-level training strategy, he viewed it as a critical flaw. To Benavidez, this isn't trash talk. It's a premium competitive advantage that boosts his confidence and leverage going into the fight.
I was never handed anything. It was never like, oh yeah, David Benavidez, he's gonna be a world champion in the future. Nobody ever said that. Everybody said he's fat, he's a fat kid, he's never gonna be world champion. The type of way I had to fight is I had to go really beat somebody up so they can never say nothing about me. And that's always how I fought, even since I was a little kid. You know, I really put everything into it because I did feel a lot of anger and I felt mad for all those people saying I wasn't gonna be anything, so I really had to show them in a different type of way. I really had to leave no doubt in their head that I really was gonna be something. That's exactly how I fight, and that's exactly how it translates. You know, every time I fight, it's a clear victory. It's no, oh yeah, I went either way. No, it's David Benavidez beat the out of whoever I get in the.
He stated he's nothing like the opponent's Yarde has previously encountered. He delivers constant pressure, fast explosive speed, and damaging combinations that generate real impact. His point was simple: punching bags don't hit back. He added that in today's digital age, many people make bold claims online, saying they would easily knock someone out now.
Man, dude, I was just saying, dude, this is like, it's incredible. It seems like that they're like future-proofing it, but at the same time, they're keeping it rugged and keeping it a gym and not losing the essence of boxing. So, I mean, it's beautiful. And like I said before, it's just love to me, you know? It's just love to me.
He believes sparring is the essential environment where a fighter develops strategic skills and survival tactics for high-pressure situations. Without this real-world combat training, Yarde risks entering the ring unprepared, becoming a vulnerable target for the powerful Mexican contender in combat today.
I mean, to each their own, you know, I don't really know how, I don't really care how other people work. But for me, for boxing,
have you ever heard of anybody?
I haven't heard that people that don't spar, but if he's not sparring for this fight, it's going to be a big mistake for him. I'm unlike any other fighter, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff I can do. I put a lot of pressure, I throw a lot of combinations, I'm fast. So if he's not sparring nobody, it's going to be hard for him to catch my speed or catch my timing. But, you know, to each their own, you know what I mean? I know I'm not going to do that. You know, I don't advise other people not to spar. You know, if anything, that's where you learn all your tricks and all your skills at in sparring sessions, because you're going to need a body to throw back at you. You know, the punching bags don't punch back. So, but if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do.
In Benavidez's view, Yarde is completely unprepared for the incoming storm, as if he never invested time in training for heavy pressure. But this is where the psychological strategy shifts. Anthony Yarde has heard every statement from Benavidez's camp. He's watched the high-impact interviews where Benavidez discusses Beterbiev and his lucrative move to cruiserweight to face Gilberto Ramirez, fueling even more industry-level intensity.
In my opinion, a fight with Beterbiev or Bivol is next. You know what I mean? And doesn't know, you know, if I was a different type of fighter, I'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna go talk to my team and see what's the best. No, the fights I want are Beterbiev and Bivol. You know what I mean? Just because I want to challenge myself, I want to be the best without a doubt. I'm pushing to make the biggest and best fights happen. And if we can't get that, then my plan is to get a fight with Showdown Ramirez at cruiserweight. It's just like, you know what I mean? I've been calling for these big fights. You know, I've been showing that, you know, I back up everything I say.
And now he's waiting on the big top dog in Beterbiev or Bivol. Yeah. If it's Beterbiev, bro, talking about, he's going to be making history. I mean, he's going to make a big name and big statement.
What's the highest weight class you think David could go?
I think, you know, to be honest with you, I think he could definitely go up to heavyweight. That's the plan. And maybe when he's about 30 years old, 31 years old, that's the plan to go to heavyweight. But we're going to keep going to this division little by little.
Yarde views this as the ultimate disrespect and, more importantly, a major psychological mistake. Benavidez keeps defending himself, claiming he's simply responding with honesty. But Yarde rejects that explanation instantly. He believes Benavidez is so consumed by his perfect record that he's ignoring the real threat in front of him. Yarde warns that this mindset, driven by ego and overconfidence, is exactly how undefeated fighters lose, and lose big.
I feel like, again, a lot of my career has been experience, you know, so if you look at my amateur career, I had 12 amateur fights. I jumped into the professional game and I made a name for myself very quick. I'm a person, it's like I'm doing an apprenticeship in front of the world, you know, I'm gaining experience on big stages, taking on champions that people are avoiding. And I feel like, just my opinion, I've been better each time. So with the Kovalev fight, I went out to Russia. You know, everyone was telling me, you're crazy, don't do that. But I done it. And then I had the Beterbiev fight. You know, this is a guy that everyone was calling again a monster. You know, no one wanted to fight him. 18 fights, 18 wins, 18 knockouts. I fought him and I gave him his hardest fight at that point in time. So I can only take my experience that I'm getting in a positive way. And I just feel like I'll fight anybody. And each time I'm fighting these people, I'm getting better. And I personally feel like I want to beat David Benavidez. It's going to be a big upset. And at the end of the day, the crowd are going to be in for a treat because the way both of us fight, you're guaranteed a good fight.
This leads to the most surprising part of Yarde's strategy. His losses are his secret weapon.
As you said, the Russian style, their school of boxing is very disciplined. It's very hard to get around. And in my opinion, the experience was to my detriment when I fought them guys. I think if I fought any of them again, I think I'll beat them. But they're the past. Benavidez is my present fight. And I'm very, very much looking forward to it.
He's a tremendous fighter. He has a lot of experience. This is his third time at a world title, so I know he's gonna leave it all on the line, November 22nd, but like I said, I like to go to war too. I'm not gonna back down from him, he's not gonna back down from me, so let's have some fun November 22nd. Let's give the people what they wanna see. Like I said, any shot could change the fight. So like I said, he wants to go to war, we're okay with that. Let's go to war.
Benavidez holds a flawless 30-0 record, but Yarde says his own TKO losses to legends like Sergey Kovalev and Artur Beterbiev give him a major competitive edge. He argues those high-pressure, high-stakes setbacks taught him lessons Benavidez has never faced: how to survive real adversity, absorb damage, rebuild under extreme pressure, and rise again. Yarde believes being truly broken before has strengthened his mindset and elevated his championship resilience in today's elite boxing landscape competition.
At the time, it felt like a lot, because, you never want to lose a fight. But there's some people who see Floyd Mayweather's career and they're like, nah, you don't know how you don't know who he is really because he never took a loss. And then you got some people that, love Muhammad Ali. They're saying, yeah, he took a loss, he bounced back. It shows a true character of a champion. Me personally, I don't think you're meant to lose. A perfect career is when you're undefeated. But everyone's journey is different. My journey consisted of me having to lose to learn. And I can look in the mirror and say that at least I know myself.
He says, undefeated Benavidez carries an inflated aura of invincibility that disappeared for him long ago. That spotless record, Yarde claims, creates financial pressure and strategic vulnerability, making Yarde the more dangerous, high-stakes competitor.
On paper, I should be a heavy underdog.
Okay.
He's been world champion. And these are the things that keep me thriving. I don't want to go in there and say, I've got the power to knock him out, I can do this, I can do that. I want to be in that situation where it's like a dog, I need to come out of this, I need to get out of this. I feel like that's when you get the best performances out of me. But I think people that have watched my career, they know I can hit. After I fought Beterbiev, he said I'm up next. After I fought Kovalev, he said I'm up next as well. But again, Mexicans, their styles are very, very different. They're very, very different. And David Benavidez has been, you can call it almost perfect so far. And these are the things that make me thrive. I'll just be real with you. I don't want no, trying to persuade the public or anything like that. The public that will watch me fight before, they know they're going to see a good fight. But I'm going to be the underdog, and I just want everyone to tune in. Again, I've taken a loss before, and I know how to handle it. So I feel like that's what makes me more dangerous in this fight. I think David Benavidez has never lost. And I feel like sometimes I can be a bit, that can be overconfidence. I've seen, certain interviews and when he's talking about fights after me and things like that. So hopefully he's focused for this fight, because from what I've learned from studying the sport of boxing, that's how people slip up.
He never realized what was happening behind the scenes. Yarde was undergoing a major physical transformation. For the first time in his professional career, the 34-year-old invested in a full-time strength and conditioning coach. Renowned performance specialist Ruben Tiberius, known for working with champions like David Haye, is now guiding him. Yarde says he's punching with unprecedented power and feeling stronger than ever. He's experiencing surprising late-career gains, finally training his body for elite-level competition, maximizing performance, and positioning himself for high-value opportunities in today's lucrative combat sports market and global audience growth.
Anthony Yarde is a tremendous all-action fighter, and so is Benavidez. Their records speak for themselves. I think Benavidez has 24 knockouts out of 30 fights, and Anthony Yarde has 26 knockouts. So I just feel like this is a fight where the fans will get what they've been asking for.
For me, every fight is personal. Outside the ring, things may seem calm, but once the bell rings, I'm focused on delivering maximum impact. In this sport, it's simple. If I don't dominate, my opponent will, and that directly affects my livelihood, my value, and the food on my table. That mindset sets the tone for this high-stakes showdown. Yarde enters as a major underdog, labeled a mismatch against a champion like Benavidez. Yet he's leveraging that doubt as motivation. After studying Benavidez, he believes the champion's premium style still has strategic flaws. With newfound power and nothing to lose, Yarde's plan is direct. If he lands clean, he believes the fight and the entire outcome is finished.
For me, it's like, you know, we can both hit, and I just feel like if I land on Benavidez, the fight's done. The fight, especially with the way I've been training. I'm sure he's been training ferociously as well, because he's going to want to make a statement. But I just know if I land against any light heavyweight on the planet, I'm going to win the fight. So that's what's so exciting for me.
At the end of the day, why do you do this?
I do this because I chase greatness. You know what I mean? I feel like everybody has something special that they're meant to do in their life. What it is, you know, that's, you have to find it yourself. For me, I felt like it was boxing. You know, boxing has given me, it's changed my life. It's made all my dreams come true, and it's helped me motivate other people in the process of that. So I feel like, you know, chasing greatness for myself and being in the history books of boxing is what I was meant to do, and also what I'm meant to do is motivate other people.
Hit him. You know, the aim of the game. Hit and don't get hit. One thing about me as well, I'm like, I know some people try and sell themselves or say, you know, I'm the best or whatever, and I feel like in boxing, you just got to prove it. You know, I'm an underdog for a reason in this fight. That's what is going to make me thrive in this fight. I feel like in boxing, you got to earn your place as well.
No, I think, you know, his recent performances, you know, who he's fought, you know, how he's fought them, people he's beat, how he's beat them. Again, there's a reason people are saying, you know, he's one of the best in the world.
We now witness a high-stakes clash of elite strategies. Undefeated champion David Benavidez confidently targets a critical training flaw in his opponent, positioning himself for an inevitable triumph that promises both dominance and lucrative exposure.
I'm 100% focused on my fighter, Anthony Yarde. I know he's a good fighter. He has a lot of experience. He's been in there with the best. But I'm just going to be too much for him. Right now, the moment where I'm at in my life, I feel like I'm a couple years away from taking over the sport of boxing, and I can't wait to do that and show the people who I am, show them how good I am. You know, like I said, there's a lot of great fighters on this side of the street, and I'm ready to fight all of them, and I'm ready to prove myself to the world and to the people that I'm going to be the best.
Mike Tyson himself dubbed me the Mexican Monster, and I realized a legendary nickname like that is worth embracing fully. It's a title that commands attention, respect, and marketability in the boxing world. On the other side, we have the battle-tested underdog, Anthony Yarde, who warns that the reigning champion's overconfidence blinds him to the looming risks. This high-stakes clash promises intense action, prestige, and unforgettable moments for fans and investors alike.
Of course, I just feel like it's embedded in me. It's my character, and I will always be a person where I take on the biggest challenge for myself. I don't want to be that person where you look back and you say, what if? Yeah. You know, that's a fear of mine. So some people, it's their fear to actually go and challenge, you know, big things. For me, a fear of mine is looking back and saying, what if?
Is Yarde's explosive power truly enough to deliver the one-punch knockout he promised? Or will Benavidez's relentless, elite-level pressure reveal the harsh reality that punching bags don't fight back? That's it for today's exclusive breakdown. If you found this insider analysis thrilling, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss our premium fight insights. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, share with your crew, and stay tuned for our next high-impact, action-packed boxing breakdown.